TLM exam preparation. Improving productivity. This means getting more work done in the same amount of time, so being more efficient about what you do. Using IT or the World Wide Web, which is a collection of computers, can improve productivity. So you can use web forms, so within social media or within something like SurveyMonkey, to get a lot of information, survey people quickly. You can use wikis such as Wikipedia, where several people can work on a document at the same time and publish it. Web pages, great way to get information out there. So you can change a web page and then it's changed instantly. It can be made public so lots of people can see information immediately and any changes immediately, and you can download files from a web page as long as it's made public. Presentations such as PowerPoint, great for visual effects, to give visual effects and information across to a static audience, somebody sat still, say for example in a meeting room or a classroom. Word processing, very efficient for redrafting things, so if you've made a mistake you can redraft it and improve it and correct it. Use of spell checkers to correct spelling mistakes, efficient way of doing that. Using templates where things are pre-set up for you, which can then be modified to meet your individual needs. Emailing files as attachments, so you can send things out immediately to people using email, and you can use something called cloud storage where it'll save information to a remote server. Allows you to save things centrally and allows you to work collaboratively. That means several people working on the same thing at the same time using the internet. You can give a URL, in other words a web address, to a person, and then they can just bookmark it. It might be a Facebook link, or it might be a YouTube link, or it might be a link to another document that they can download. Anchors in web pages means that you can set a place within a web page that you can go back to and bookmark. Easy to get around then and navigate around web pages by bookmarking them. Using freeware or shareware. So freeware or shareware are free, so you can freely share them and use them. They're not proprietary, that means that they cost money. It makes information available to more people. People will use things quite often if they're free and they don't need to pay for them. Web forms, I've already mentioned, SurveyMonkey can collect lots of data. Scalable graphics, they're good. They're called SVG files or vector graphics. They use objects on a grid of coordinates, and if you resize that object, it's better than using something called bitmap software. You're editing lots of dots. They're sometimes called bitmap software. They can save as JPEGs. So dots or pixels are not an efficient way of making a graphic. Using scalable graphics or vector graphics, using objects that can be resized, much more efficient. You can turn an SVG into a JPEG as well, so you can turn a vector graphic into a bitmap graphic, but you can't do it the other way around. Also, when you enlarge a JPEG graphic so the dots get larger on the screen, more spread out, it loses quality, whereas a scalable vector graphic doesn't lose quality even though you resize it, and it still stays small in size. Web browsers are good because they can run web-based applications. They're license free, so quite often if you run an app or a program using a web browser, it's free. You don't need a license for it, so you know you're going to be legal, and you can run it anywhere, anytime, as long as you've got an internet connection through a browser. You can share information, so this again can be used to collaborate with things like Google Docs, etc. Telephone calls are a good way of communicating because two people can communicate at the same time. You can have a two-way conversation. That's called synchronous communication. Web chat, text or email tend to be one-way communication, so they're called asynchronous communication because only one person can communicate at the same time and you have to wait in turn. Wiki pages, I think I've already mentioned this. A wiki page like Wikipedia allows more than one person to work on the same document at the same time or collaborate. That's really good. It's easy to use, easy to learn, and you can publish the new document instantly. However, you do need a good internet connection, and there's a potential for somebody to leave inaccurate information if they have login details, such as Wikipedia is not always 100% accurate. A macro in a spreadsheet is a great efficient way to run an automated sequence of instructions. So you can watch the spreadsheet, almost you do a series of actions, you can record it and then play it back automatically. It's good for repetitive tasks. Spreadsheets using formula is another great way to improve productivity, because they can perform calculations for quantitative data. That means numbers, so they will perform those calculations again and again and again. You know, it's always accurate. Keyboard shortcuts are a good way to save time as well. Things like Control and B for bold, Control and I for italic, Control and U for underline, Control and C for copy, Control and V for paste, or Control and A to select all.